Thank you all so much for joining me today. I know we had some technical difficulties earlier trying to go live. I apologize so much. Thank you guys for letting me upload this as a separate video, which is probably the way to go. This is going to be something you can definitely reference back with your teams. So first of all, I'd like to talk a little bit about what Burnouts is, what we're here, what we're looking to do. Over the past couple of years on the channel, I've been fortunate to see a lot of vendors and a lot of MSPs and build some awesome connections in the channel. And I've found quite a few ways that I think we can all do a little bit better as vendors to make sure that we're serving our MSPs properly. And I've got to give a shout out to Matt Solomon over at Channel Program. He had a great point. He was at Kaseya Connect 24 and around 7 o'clock in the morning, breakfast time, and half of the vendors had no representation at their booths, which I thought was completely mind-blowing. There are so many opportunities when it comes to these trade shows, and I just had to put this video together. So Burnouts would ultimately love to help improve company culture across the channel, be it a vendor or an MSP, and grow from there. We really want to help leaders kind of see outside of the box, look a little bit beyond the typical business definitions of ROI, meaning money return, and that is all, right? But we believe it goes a little bit deeper than that, and I'd love to talk with you guys about it. So, what is ROI? So, ROI typically is just dollars, right? It's money earned back after an investment. Now, we believe return on investment goes a little bit further than just money. Money, of course, is great. That's what we're here to do. We're here to build business. But let's talk about some ways that there might be a little bit more of a return than just a dollar sign. So, to start with, the ultimate return on all of these events, in my opinion, is your culture. There are numerous opportunities to take what looks like an expensive investment where you're setting up a booth, you're interacting with your MSP prospects, and you're trying to sign business, right? That's a very transactional process. We believe that there can be some humanity injected into this process, which is ultimately going to turn around to help your business. So the first thing from a leadership perspective that you're going to see when going to a show is your team in action. There is no better time to see how your sales team and your account managers interact with prospects and partners than in person. It's a great team building activity. I cannot tell you how many connections have been fostered by going to shows. I threw a couple pictures in here just for you guys to get an idea, right? These are natural smiles. Everybody is having a great time. They're memories that are made for a lifetime. We're also getting one-on-one opportunities for growth. So it's a great time to sit down with your team, let them know what you think they're doing well. And of course, if there's room for improvement, it's a little bit easier to have that one-on-one in person than maybe over a computer screen. Social media content. This is of course, a huge driver of our business today. If you're going to be in a great city, what a great opportunity to take some pictures with your team. Maybe set up a dinner with some partners that are in the area that, again, their social media content will benefit your business and your content. Another piece that personally, I have ADD, I'm a kinesthetic learner. I like to get my hands on with things. Going to a show, being in person, that's when I am at my best, and I know a lot of you out there are the same way, and your team members are the same way. If they're locked behind computer screens every day, all day, they're probably not going to perform their best. Get them out there amongst your partners and let them show you what they can do. This all around is going to build a deeper connection with your team, leading to happier employees. And what I like to call the quantum benefit of all of this, right? So we're seeing our team in action. We're having once in a lifetime experiences. We're getting the social media content. happy employees. All of this together is what, again, is building into that ROI. These are all things that go beyond how many demos were booked, how many partners were signed. So let's talk a little bit about what can you do as a leader today, right? I don't know how many of you are thinking about all these things. I would love to hear any ideas that I missed, right? This is kind of just my perspective. I just wanted to throw a video out today, see what you guys are thinking, how you're feeling. These are some thoughts that are going through my mind on a frequent basis when it comes to trade shows. So first thing you can do, talk to your team. Your team members are gonna have the best ideas. It does not matter what position they are. In fact, as a CEO, I would ask you to go to your lowest level team member and ask them randomly what you can do for them and an actionable item that could help us when it comes to a trade show. You will probably be surprised, and I would challenge you to execute on that and see what happens. I would definitely talk to your team. Who wants to go to a show? Why do they want to be there? Do they just want to go for a free vacation? Because that's not what this is. You're going to get a pretty good read on that pretty quick. You may have a team member there that's saying, you know, I'm dying to get out amongst these partners that I'm signing working remote. If you've got a team member that's hungry to get out, get them out there. A few strategies that we've discovered along the way. One unique one is called dynamic duos. If you can have two team members, they can, and usually this happens with not totally aligned personalities that can play off of each other. Team selling is huge, right? You want team members that can almost read what the other person's gonna say next, finish the other person's joke. These type of people work great at the events. But I would tell you to beware what I call the Tigger and Eeyore effect. Obviously, some people are extroverts, some people are introverts or align on that spectrum. It's usually not best to have more of an introvert, someone a little bit more down that doesn't want to be out amongst people all the time. Do not force them to be at a booth. It's great to get all your team members out there, but again, with what they're comfortable with. You're gonna have Tiggers on your team that wanna hop all over the place. They're dying to be out there, and they should be there. You should have them wherever they want to be, let them go, because that's where they're going to be their best, right? That comes down to actually talking with your team and finding out who is comfortable doing what role when it comes to trade shows or really anything in your business. So nuts and bolts, let's talk about it. It's got to start with a pre-show meeting. Really recommend every team member that is going to be there gets on a meeting and we talk about the schedule, the events, who is looking forward to doing what portion of their role, what are we doing for swag. This should not be gate kept to marketing or different departments. This should be all attendees included through the entire process. That's the best way to get cohesion amongst your team. The schedule. Cannot make this more of a priority. Someone, preferably all of you, if you can manage it, has got to sit down and say, yes, I like doing all the parties, they're great. So maybe, first thing, booth time is gonna be a little bit tougher for that person. So maybe a person that is gonna be going to bed earlier that night is the perfect person to be there at breakfast, right? Work these things out amongst your team. I've never been to a show where every single person wants to do every single thing. It's about having the right person at the booth at the right time. And if you figure these things out before you go, you will never leave your booth stranded. The booth should almost never be empty. It doesn't have to be manned technically all the time when it isn't booth time, but it's good to have a presence. But to do that, you're gonna want a low step. You're gonna be able to make sure every couple hours someone is getting decently long breaks. If they're there for a couple hours, they should get away for a couple hours. Cannot make the schedule any more of a priority. Again, you have local partners that are gonna be, if you're going to Orlando, you should be talking to every partner that is in the Florida area to let them know that you're gonna be there. Again, this is easy, low-hanging fruit to interact and build your business and build your partner's business and make sure they're clued in on cool events. Booth etiquette, right? Going back to the schedule, there's obviously rules that need to be followed at the booth. You can tell the vendors that set themselves apart from the vendors that aren't doing things quite properly. It even comes into swag. This is not a gift shop. This is the IT community. Swag is to get eyeballs on your business, but we're here to do business too. In my opinion, it should be cool, it should be unique. You should absolutely have a giveaway that grabs attention. Not a typical something off of Amazon that costs $50, right? Put some thought into it. If you're going to be at ASCII, at the Air and Space Museum, where there is a Concorde and Lego sells a $200 Concorde, that's probably a really good giveaway item, right? Link the giveaway with the show, have a theme for your show. Wrap these things together. The more that you can do this, the more your business will flourish. The parties, let's talk about the parties. We gotta talk about it. It goes into the alcohol. Alcohol use is rampant. I've seen the abuse. We all know that the trade shows are a huge opportunity to grow business, and they're a huge opportunity to blow business. So drinking at the shows is absolutely, it's not critical, but it can be critical to doing business if that's something that your employees enjoy. It is not necessary, but having a drink at cocktail hour can absolutely, I'd like to say, more business is done at the cocktail hour than booth time. That does not mean going wild. It does not mean being drunk all the time and not being able to wake up the next morning and you're hungover and you're not at the booth or you're not at your presentation. It's absolutely unacceptable. However, the parties can be huge for viral moments and just in general building your connections. So I took just a screenshot of an awesome post I did not expect to go viral at DattoCon last year. The Fuji's Wyclef Jean was performing, handed him my glasses, he took them. It was one of the coolest moments, I loved it. And I could not believe that it got almost 6,200 impressions, right? That is going to bring eyes to your business. You want those eyes to see a good moment. You certainly don't want them to see a bad moment. But you want your team members there. Do not be hesitant of experiencing these fun events that are being put on. Everything should be taken advantage of, whether it is a party or an educational sit down, right? Your team can participate in so many presentations given, be it a vendor or an MSP. There are ample opportunities to learn and educate regardless of how long you've been in the channel. I really hate when I see a vendor's employees that are just completely blowing off their time when there's like an awesome keynote speech going on. I cannot believe I missed Jordan Peterson at Robin Robbins recently. That is incredible, right? Like, how many times are you going to be able to see keynote speakers like this and you're actually getting paid to be there? So it cannot be more critical. This has to be addressed with your teams. If nothing else, walk away knowing that the trade shows are one of your largest opportunities that, quite honestly, at least 50% of every vendor that I tagged on this call is not taking advantage of. So yeah, just a few things that you can do. And I'd wrap this up with debriefs. What is a debrief? Like any mission in the military, you need to come back with a report about what happened. And this is all team members. It's not a hard thing, it's very simple. I would have them sit down and just each individual person write up quickly what the event was like, what went well, what could have gone better, and them personally, what changes they would make that could help us be better next time. Simple as that. That's just free knowledge that's gonna flood in. You ask every team member of your team to do that, and you get a list of all these items, and you execute on those items, you're going to have an incredible trade show. Okay, so that's kind of what I've got for you guys. I want to thank you all so much. Some of the ways that Burnouts can help, you tell us. I'm new, I'm starting off. This has just become a passion of mine that I think no one has quite solved, and I'm willing to take the lead on this one, but I really need the help from the rest of you on what we can do to help build your teams. I'm willing to come to a trade show and consult with you guys. I'll stand at the booth. I'll help you sign some clients and make some memories with your prospects and your partners. I can consult with your leadership. Sometimes leadership has a hard time hearing the hard things that their staff says to them, but they're willing to hire a consultant for it. I would love to talk you through some challenges that you're having with your teams. I would love to meet with your teams if you're looking to build up their self-confidence, get them back out there, happy, hungry, willing to fight for your business, which they are willing to do if you help them do it. We're here to help you with that. This will help unlock your hidden culture. We can build your trade show strategy, cool swag. A little fun thing that I think personally everyone should do is every member of your team should have their own swag item. If someone on your team is an amateur soccer player, they should have their own soccer jersey to give out. If someone likes cars, why not a custom-made Hot Wheels car, right? These are low-hanging fruit, low-cost, high ROI returns that prospects and partners will be remembering you when you leave these shows, and you will be building out your culture. It can help you create out-of-the-box marketing, help you with lead generation, and anything when it comes to improving your company culture. If I missed anything, please let me know. I'm sure I missed a ton. I'm talking a little fast for you guys, but this is a really passionate topic for me, and I'm really excited to help you all and cannot wait to see you all on the road. And thank you so much for joining me.